But let's
Yep.
speaking of the Flash and DC, that is actually going to be one of the great segue there. That was just epic. Not. I might as well just hold up my sourdough starter as a segue instead. Moving on. That is legitimately sourdough starter. Anyway, so the Flash is going to be at the Super Bowl. We knew this anyway, but I mean they're spending, I don't know, like about $10 million on that, an extra $10 million just to play a trailer. So this is the rundown of all the trailers they're going to be at the Super Bowl, which is a pretty prized prime time event. There's some which are actually quite surprising in this.
Well, the bigger deal is that Hollywood has returned to the Super Bowl because it's been kind of a dearth for trailers the last few years at the Super Bowl.
Well,
they'll give you a little teaser trailer, and then they'll go online to see the full trailer.
Yeah, well, they say that they think that this year's domestic box office will rise to about $9 billion, which is pretty good. Pretty good, to be fair.
Considering estimates were that it would be 2024 to 25 before the box office even got back to normal. Yeah.
So there's obviously a whole bunch of ones which are going to be here, right? So Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. We kind of expected that. That'll be their final trailer, I'd imagine. Because that comes out February 14th. So that'll be their big final trailer. One would imagine. I think it's February 14th anyway. But it's so much money, you know, $7 million for a 30-second spot. $7 million for 30 seconds.
Well, that's why it costs as much to advertise the movie, especially these big budget ones, as it costs to make them.
Yeah.
You're close. I think it's February 17th it comes out, but yeah.
Oh, what's coming out February 14th then?
Well, that's like a Tuesday.
There is something coming out there.
Is that Valentine's Day?
That's Valentine's Day, and then the 15th is Wednesday.
Wrong then.
I mean, if you have like a screening for it, maybe early, that might be a possibility.
What?
Some countries may be opening up sooner. That too, I don't know.
No, I got confused. It is February 17th. Yes, my brain just mashed up a number. Sorry.
It's all right, man.
But yeah, so 12 to 17th. That'll be their final trailer. They'd be spending big bucks on Ant-Man then, like massive dollars.
Well, what else do they have this year besides Guardians?
Yeah,
that's true. What else do they have? What else does Disney have this year, Marvel wise? Is that it?
Marvel?
Yeah. Is that it?
I'm looking.
2 Marvel movies this year.
I'm looking. I think that's it. That actually might be good for them.
They have Guardians of the Galaxy, the Marvels, and Ant-Man. So that's 3.
Oh, the Marvels.
Yeah. Nobody cares about the Marvels though. That's the problem.
But,
that's a Disney Plus show, right? Or is that
no? That's going to be a movie.
Miss Marvel.
That's technically Captain Marvel 2.
Oh, right. Yeah. I'll be skipping that.
July 28th.
It's basically the Captain Marvel 2, in which Captain Marvel's role is reduced and taken over by the daughter of the black chick from Captain Marvel 1 that we also saw in WandaVision.
Rambo.
Yeah, exactly. Plus,
and Ironheart's in it too, isn't she? Isn't Ironheart in it too?
Might as well. It's going to suck so bad. So.
Ugh.
Oh, we got a Kraven the Hunter, October 6th.
That's Sony. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's still Marvel.
So that's it's Venomverse.
Yes.
Venomverse.
But
it's a different universe. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, because they actually have the guy who played Quicksilver. Actually, the funny part is, Paulie, is Aaron Taylor Johnson's playing him. So yeah, it's got to be a multiverse thing.
Yeah. So anyway, so we Warner Brothers is coming back to the Super Bowl with the Flash, so they'll be spending mega money.
But I thought they didn't have any money, Nate.
Well, I mean, they are in debt though. They are in like 50.
They are, but I'm talking about like the people who are like trying to say that they only have enough money to release 3 more movies this year. It's like,
well, they got the tax write-off from Batgirl, so they can spend money right now here on the Super Bowl.
No, there was this stupid story of people who didn't understand this whole thing when they heard that Zaslav had to come up with $3 billion in synergies. So they were like going around running these stories and headlines that Warner Brothers only had enough money to release 3 movies for the rest of the year. That's why they're cutting all those movies. And like, they don't understand how the movie business works, do they? Who let these articles out? Like, what the hell is going on here? Like, yeah.
Goodness me.
I don't even understand half that kind of stuff, but I'm not going to sit there and go, wait. No, that's not how the movie business works. Like, if they were that in debt, the studio would be closed.
Yeah. Well, James Gunn's obviously said, like, it's probably one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. Bollocks. I just call massive hairy bollocks on that, quite frankly. But we'll see. I have heard good things from my sources. They've said it is a good movie. They've not said anywhere near as the greatest superhero movie ever made, but sure. Fast X is going to be there. So Fast X is the Fast and Furious franchise is one of those weird franchises that always randomly makes like a ton of cash.
God, yeah, it makes so much money.
Internationally, they're still huge.
I still haven't seen the last one that came out.
No, neither.
The Fast and the Furious franchise is a lot like the Transformer franchise. In the US, it's kind of it does pretty well still. It's outside of the US where it does very, very, very well, especially when you got all these movie stars in it.
I've only seen the first couple. I've
never even seen the first one all the way through.
I haven't seen a single one of them.
Good for you, Andre.
The first one wasn't bad.
The early ones were much more serious, right? Yeah. Like much more serious in tone.
Yes, Paul Walker.
They were.
It was more grounded in reality. The story.
Yeah.
These are now just hyper silly. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I went from grounded to Carfu to literally being in fucking space.
Yeah. So they're now superhero movies.
Yes, they are. Like my kid, because my kid who loves these things, I've never watched them, but he said the same thing. He's like, they basically turned into superhero movies. He said,
"Yeah,
there you go."
So interestingly, I think it looks like they might do the Super Mario Brothers movie at the Super Bowl.
No surprise.
Okay, so what do we have so far? So we have Flash, Fast X, Mario.
So Flash and Fast X. I think. Well,
Ant-Man.
Universal is
Anti-Man.
It's Ant and Quantum. Ant-Man.
I
like Anti-Man better. That's probably more accurate.
Oh God.
So Universal is definitely doing Fast X on the Super Bowl.
Okay.
It's already got 2 spots into the campaign for the Easter weekend of April 7th release of Illumination's Super Mario Bros. So maybe Mario won't be there. However, Universal is going to do a 15-second pre-game spot for Elizabeth Banks' Cocaine Bear.
That's a good idea.
That's
a good idea.
Yeah,
that's their audience. That's their audience.
Exactly what Paulie just said.
That's their audience. That's the smartest thing Elizabeth Banks has ever done. I don't know.
She's behind that. It might have been the marketing department.
Right.
But that's
all the guys with beers, and chips and drinking, and see.
They're gonna think it's a joke at first.
What? Yeah.
Cocaine. What?
Hilarious. Yeah. So where's
the trailers get the best reaction in the theaters when we have gone the last couple of months.
Well, it's just funny, isn't it? Like I can't wait to watch that movie. Like I'm under no illusions. Like it's not going to be a good film, but it's going to be entertaining. And by that metric, it will do exactly what it needs to do to get my money. Like I don't need it to be a good film. I just need it to be entertaining and fun.
And like Tom said, this is the Super Bowl. It's like you can't think of a better movie than Cocaine Bear. I would say that more than and Fast X or whatever, Fast whatever.
Yeah. Fast
those seem to,
but most people who are interested in the Fast and Furious already know that's coming. But you're right, Paulie. For those who are the normie guys, the people that don't know about Cocaine Bear yet, this is going to be the moment they first hear about it, and being the way that the Super Bowl is, you're going to have a ton of people going, is this thing fucking real? And they're going to be picking up their phones. And after that 15-second bit plays, you're going to have an influx of people on Internet Movie Database checking to see if this is a real movie or not.
Well,
I guarantee you.
And let's be clear too. Another thing we do here, which has kind of become part of the culture, is we grade all the commercials, all the new commercials during the Super Bowl. We really don't pay attention to the game that much. That the people who are not into football don't, football fans. We're there for the parties and to watch these commercials. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Super Bowl is the only thing I know of where people are there for the commercials more so than anything else.
Which is sad, really, when you look at it from that perspective. But all right. Disney is actually be paying a lot of money at the Super Bowl. So it's not just Ant-Man and the Wasp. Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be there as well.
So
The
that's
Little
potentially
Mermaid.
our second trailer for that then, huh?
Well, yeah. And The Little Mermaid. Pixar's Elemental. But I don't... Pixar's... How is Pixar? Pixar shouldn't be at the... Sure, fine, whatever. It shouldn't be there. I don't think The Little Mermaid should be at the Super Bowl either. The weird audience for that, but maybe I'm wrong. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, that's going to be there. And also the Marvels. So that's...
really?
Mega
The Marvels?
money there. Yeah, that's mega.
We're going to get a Marvels trailer.
Okay, to answer your question, Nate, on why is Pixar and Little Mermaid there, that's there not for the actual audience. That's to let the parents know that
right.
is
There's
coming.
Some kids movies coming out for you guys.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because it is also too a huge family event as far as the Super Bowl barbecues and parties. You're absolutely right. Huge, huge, and Hollywood is banking on it like they never have before. I've been thinking about this, and I'll save my thoughts, but let's keep going.
Well, just to kind of answer, like Nate was kind of like curious of how this is such a big deal. Here's why. Because usually you have these two teams. There's only 2 states that give a shit usually about those 2 teams. So what you have then is this celebration around it. It's like a holiday, okay? It's become its own holiday. And so it also coincides with not just movie trailers are part of the fun, but it's the other commercials. These companies, this is where they spend their big money on their commercials for the year. And you'll get movie stars and all kinds of stuff. And they'll have even like running gags through some of the commercials and stuff. So it is almost like its own thing. And that's what Paulie's trying to explain to you is it's almost like its own holiday in a sense. And that's how they get the rest of the family involved, is because mom don't give a shit if the Chargers are playing or not. All she gives a shit about is whatever she's cooking for the deal. Well, the commercials then are there to also entice the other people to watch. And this is how they generally launch a lot of new products and stuff for the year too, because it's the biggest audience. It's the first thing you have where you actually have this huge audience watching it, and it's one of the few things we have now that still has a unifying audience, because people have scattered so much because of streaming.
And also too, it's probably the only huge sporting event that non-sports people, Hollywood people, movie people, either the Bocosos or whatever, that they'll go. Something that might be like secretive fans, like you said, if they're from Philly, I don't know what, whoever.
Right.
But they're there for the parties, and they'll this will be on in the background. But then they all stop and watch that commercial. They'll watch this. They'll watch that. You remember last year when this came out, we were coming back from a little trip. I'm talking about Super Bowl last year. And I remember wanting to see the Rings of Power. Remember, it was the first teaser.
That was their debut of that. That's right.
That was the debut. And I was like, oh, boy. Anyways.
And we see how well that worked out for Amazon.
What are you talking about? It was a phenomenal global hit. Just like Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Well, figures have come out for that. It's not as good as... proven to now be not as good as what
No, I got the Disney Plus email notification that Black Panther 2 is now on Disney Plus, and they're
doing adverts for it. They're doing adverts
huge
adverts on YouTube. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, so Paramount is bringing a lot actually. So Scream 6 is going to be. They're going to have a spot for Scream 6, which I think is fair. I think that's good. I think that's a good.
That's smart.
I didn't like Scream 5 personally.
I didn't either.
I think fine. I think it is a good choice for them doing that there. I think it's a good audience for it. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. I think that's a good audience for that film as well. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Speaking of the Beasts,
I don't really see that, but okay.
This is their last chance with the Transformers here, if you think about it.
No, I think
It
Transformers is going to be a huge thing
know,
with
well-
the Super Bowl.
You think?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they're going to really hit the urban slant of the film, and that ties in with a lot of football fans.
Urban
Urban
slant of the
urban
film.
slant. Yeah.
The urban slant, is that your rap name?
No.
Paulie from the Latino slant on the urban slant.
It's the urban slant.
No, I leave that to Tom. I'm so heavy, my head hangs
No, I'm
low.
more like the
Oh my
rural
God.
slant.
You're the world. You're the cheese slant.
There won't be a Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning trailer, apparently.
Kind of surprised on that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So Amazon and MGM and Lionsgate wouldn't comment on their Super Bowl plans. However, Deadline speculates that they could have one for Lord of the Rings series.
They
Well, I
don't
had
have
one for
anything
last
ready
year anyway,
for
sorry.
it. Yeah, they
No,
don't have anything.
sorry. They had one for last year.
Oh, okay.
But there might be so Creed 3,
Yeah.
John Wick 4. Well, what could they have? What could Amazon and MGM have?
That would be Creed 3.
Creed 3, that's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Is that United Artists?
Yeah, it's United Artists, MGM, yeah.
Oh.
Otherwise, I bet you they'll probably... I imagine Amazon has like a series or something they'll probably do an advertisement for.
Apparently
I wouldn't
Sony...
I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if we see something for John Wick 4 at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
That'd be another good audience to showcase that off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And also only a month.
See, here's another thing, Nate, and it speaks to like Nick, myself, and Tom. We're from three areas of the states, very different.
Urban
right?
slant.
But stop it. But you notice how we all got excited about certain things that are going to be at the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
True.
It's huge. It's
True.
the biggest thing.
The biggest sporting event in the U.S.
Well, and I was trying to ask Paulie who actually is showing the game this year, because that could very well, because that's the thing is if it's ABC, then that means they could have some kind of Disney tie-in wraparound shit. You never know. If it's like CBS, they could have some Paramount wraparound stuff. Like they'll have Transformers all over that shit or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it all depends.
It is Kansas City versus the Eagles.
Yep. February 12th at 5.
It's usually on CBS or ABC. I thought they flip-flop, but I can't remember. Oh, it's on Fox. Okay, that's right. Fox.
Oh, it's on Fox. Okay.
Okay, so it's going to be nobody's game. They're going to have to buy Fox's love.
Nice.
Yeah, because they didn't, when they bought 20th Century Fox, they didn't get the TV or sports
The
side,
networks
right?
are separate. That's why they took the Fox out of the channel. I thought they should have argued for the Fox to keep it, but no. They let it go gladly because they're like, oh, it's too associated with Fox News. I'm like, are you kidding? It's associated with 100 years of film.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Goodness me. All right.
Disney.
So they let them guys have the
massive,
Fox name. Yeah. And they kept 20th Century part of it.
Ugh, super dumb.